I can now refund you your 20 million, take that person's 80 million, which is $60 million after I subtract your 20, and make a more desired profit. So it is a very dangerous precedent to set, in my eyes, in my view. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of AJAWI TV, where we discuss architectural and construction related topics. I'm your host, I'm AJAWI. So guys, today I saw something in the newspaper, right, that is a little bit concerning to me. And the reason why it is concerning to me is that it kind of sets a precedence for others or other developers within the industry, whether we like it or not, right? Whether we like it or not. Have you ever seen the situation where one developer comes into an area, right? A residential area, single use area, and they propose a multi-use or multi-residence structure, aka apartments, right? Even though that area was not intended for multi-use residence, right? As soon as that developer gets to go ahead and starts to create that one apartment, coming or immediately after that or soon after, you start seeing multiple structures of the same type within that area, right? That's because the first developer actually got an approval, so it is now used as a precedence for the other person. So the notion is that that developer got that approval, so why can't I get that approval as well, right? So they use it as anchor for the next development. Now the article is about a multi-purpose residential and commercial 14-story structure, right? The newspaper article states that the developer decided that they are going to pull the residential aspect of the development. Now, they got approval for a 14-story structure, which is a mixed use, right? Structure, and they actually had commercial units in it, which is a hotel, and a couple luxury residential units in it. And the developer allegedly decided that they're going to pull those residential units from the structure or from the building or from the development for external market conditions or external factors, whatever those factors are. The interesting thing about it is this. It is stated that, or it is alleged that the developer will refund the investors or those that have actually made a deposit on those residential units. I believe that this is a dangerous precedence to set, especially because smaller developers are out there and they will use that as a precedence for decisions that they make. So what if smaller developers decided that, hey, they wanted to start out a project, right? They don't necessarily have the capital to do so, and they decided to take someone's money, right, to start up development. And during the course of actually executing the project, they're now at a position where they can now sell those units at a higher rate. I'm just speculating here. I'm just analyzing and looking ahead, right? What if those developers can then come back and say, hey, I'm going to refund you your money, because they are now in a position where they have other investors who are going to pay more money for those units. You, as the person who was the initial investor or purchaser of those properties, would now be at a disadvantage, because those developers can at that point utilize that as a benchmark to say, okay, we're going to refund you your money. Our decision is to pull these units from the development for whatever reason they may decide to come up with, external factors, and then refund you your money, and possibly down the road they now can do whatever they want with those units. That's a very dangerous precedence to set, in my eyes, because you're now putting people at a disadvantage, right? So if I take your money, start my project, and along the line I decide that the external factors are not in my favor, then I can refund you your money and now possibly sell those units to a more desired market. Say, for example, I started out saying, hey, you can purchase this unit at, say, $20 million, for example. Just throwing some numbers, right? I got the project started. I'm now in a position where the project, there's more popularity, there's more visibility of the project, and people can now come in, and I get a prospective client who wants to purchase these units, right? For, say, $80 million. Remember, I have already utilized your money within the project. I took your money out of your pocket, out of circulation where you could possibly earn on it, and I injected it into my project. I can now refund you your 20 million, take that person's 80 million, which is $60 million after I subtract your 20, and make a more desired profit. So it is a very dangerous precedence to set, in my eyes, in my view, right? The other question that came to my mind as it relates to this is, when they're refunding these monies to those initial investors, because that's what they are, they're really investors because they decided to purchase at an early stage, right? When they're refunding those monies, are they going to refund it with interest on it, or are they going to just refund the initial amount that that person would have invested in the project? So these are a few questions that pop up. Additionally, I see it as a very dangerous precedent to set, because this can now affect those that are not necessarily capable of hiring the best lawyers or stuff like that. It's very alarming, to say the least. Another aspect of it is, was that development granted under the condition that those units are in it, right? So when the approval was sought, was it a factor that there will be residential units in it and there will be commercial units in it? So there's a mix, and being that those residential units are being pulled from it in favor of the developer, obviously, does that equate to an approval that is now null and void, being that that was part of the condition under which the approval was sought? So in essence, what I'm trying to ask is, should this development know, should the government now not say, hey, we granted you this approval for residential and commercial units because of the mixed use condition that was present. Now that you have pulled those residential units, it's no longer a mixed use, so therefore we are going to pull the entire approval, and you're no longer permitted to construct, right? That's one of the things that come to mind, because again, our entire economy, I would assume, is more, it would be more favored, right? Favorable for the economy if there's a mix, right? So there's commercial and there's residential. So there's a mix and an exchange of money going on. Though I do understand that the regular average Jamaican is not going to be able to afford those units. So at the end of the day, money is being circulated amongst the same set of people. So I do understand that, but looking at it from a macro to a micro, you can see where this can be dangerous, because smaller developers can actually do that and get away with it if that bigger developer is able to get away with it, right? So that's something that we should think about and be cautious of, right? So yeah, go check out that article. It's very important to be mindful of these things, right? Anyways, I'm AJAWI. Thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Go check out AJAWI Construction if you're doing if you're looking to build in Jamaica while you're living overseas. Go check out AJAWI Printing if you're looking to print drawings that you've completed and you're ready to submit. Go check out AJAWI Printing. Alright, peace out. I'm your host, I'm AJAWI. See you next time.